still, even though I'm not on their Discord. And so, yeah, I'll pop that question here, hopefully soon when I get some more conversation through to Maru. So, yep, that's still ongoing. So, TBD on that. And Damon, you haven't really been hearing anything since then, have you? You haven't had any contact or anything, or what's going on with your issue?
I've reached out several times, and yeah, I think they're just done with me.
Very interesting.
How does the mic sound now?
That's better.
Okay.
Yeah, it's better.
Well, going back to these settings, I had to restart our stream just in case anybody noticed that, and I'm re-recording. But my volume maxes out right where this is right here. I cannot get the volume any higher than that. So I don't know what the deal is. Rip.
Yeah, I don't know. You juiced up some of your audio settings too, because you're minus 15 decibels on my end too, so it is a little bit lower.
Yeah, I don't.
And people that are going to be hearing the stream and or the podcast version are going to notice that you're a little bit lower. So
yeah,
yikes.
Nothing I can do. Nothing I can do.
You know, I decided to be in the office today because last week, it was, I don't know, my mic was so horrible on the recording. I was like, I can't stand it. So
yeah,
I'm just gonna suffer in the heat. I do have my fan going on next to me, so sorry for the audience that do hear a little bit of fuzziness, background noise. I'll try and mute my mic during the podcast as well while we're talking about these subjects and such. So Taylor, I don't know if you heard, but we'll cover the game news real quick and the announcements of everything that's been going on so far.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, just as usual, we had more server issues. You know, like it's like once a week at this point, right? We're having server issues and nobody can do anything. What was this last time? People couldn't undock. So like if you were out of the Citadel, you were okay, but then you couldn't dock, or you could dock and you couldn't undock.
Right.
You couldn't jump gates. It said your ship was, there was a notification I seen. It was like ship not available or something like that.
If you got, like, out of your ship, you could undock in a pod, but that's it.
Yeah. Then there's that. So let's see. When was the last time we had a show? It was 7/21. So they've had 2 announcements since then. Dear pilots, this comes from Lance Dot. As of now, we should have processed all characters that have experienced black screens. If you are still encountering similar problems or suffered losses due to this issue, please submit a ticket within the game. So I know Hale had this issue with the game a couple weeks back. So probably a week or so before that announcement is he was playing the game or whatever and decided that he wanted to restart the tablet, and then he had a black screen, couldn't log in for several days. Several days he couldn't log in for just a black screen there. Hale can confirm with that, but yeah.
He wasn't the only one.
Oh yeah,
he certainly wasn't the only one. There were several people who had that problem. I mean, like, that I know
and they did
who've talked to me about it.
Like, repair the client, uninstall, install. All that
didn't help.
jazz.
Yeah, it doesn't help.
God damn. Wow.
Yeah, it just seems like the amount of issues now has just been, I don't know, but we do know like they're working on the back end code. So yeah.
The skill tree issue thing, by the way, where I've noticed that and where it comes up is when you've got multiple accounts on the same login and you're switching between those, that's when it's going to jack up. And so to fix that, you just if you're going from tune A, log out, log into tune B. If it's jacked up, log out, log back into tune B, and it's refreshed it. And that's a cache issue. That's not a cache issue on your device. That's a cache issue in the code, right? But I mean, it is a cache issue that's caused by the code on your device. So just logging in and logging out on that same tune fixes it 99.9% of the time. Yeah, and of course, no matter what, the R store works fine. That every way that they can get money from you works perfectly fine. It's all the gameplay that doesn't. You're correct. Yeah, we're streaming on Twitch, Hale.
The AUR store has no issues whatsoever. They are very good, huh? They are very good at getting your money.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
no issues there. Okay. Next, we have another announcement here from Maru, where she says, "Dear pilots, we have encountered server network issues causing difficulties in docking and jumping. If your citadel or outpost is under attack and you're unable to defend due to these issues, please contact our in-game service center for compensation. A new structure will be sent to you, the owner, upon verification. Should your items be delivered to a low-sec station, request ISK compensation from customer support after retrieving them. They're optimizing the server network and refining fuel logic to prevent missing armor enhancement. We apologize for the inconvenience
Wait.
and will provide compensation."
Wait. Okay, couple things there. Let's break that down. They're adjusting fuel calculations to improve your armor? That's what you just said.
So, as the announcement is read, yes, we are optimizing the server network and refining fuel logic to prevent missing armor enhancement.
Sure.
Does that?
I'm really happy that one of those things has anything at all to do with the other. What the fuck?
Well, I don't know. I don't know.
Logan, I'm just gonna go with you on that one. That's lost in translation. There's something missing there. That doesn't even have whatever. Okay, sure. Look, we know they're optimizing the server in terms of redoing code. That's why we're getting some of the same old errors again that we used to get 2 years ago where we hadn't gotten them before. We're getting new errors we hadn't seen before. It's a fucking mess. I'm not saying it's good or it's okay, but we do know at the very least that they are spending some money on trying to upgrade the servers, streamline some of the code. And I just got to hope that it's for optimizations down the road is the reason why they're doing it. And a lot of it does have to do around fuel, citadels going into low power, which, by the way, we did have to form to defend multiple citadels that got put in whole within 30 minutes of the servers coming online when most of us were asleep. We didn't lose those structures, but we're not going to get compensated because we didn't lose those structures. How does that work, NetEase? Not that I care. We had a good time wiping the shit out of Meow's pissy little fleet that came into Pureblind, but I mean... Really, I mean, there's no compensation for that. It's just like
it just seems like every time the game updates now, your citadels are in low power or the gates don't work or anything like that. So, yeah, Captain of the Sea. You know what I was thinking? I should be doing like the Benzie thumbnail photos. You know what I mean? I should be doing those. Everybody get your screenshots ready. What is like...
Almost.
Right? It's just...
And I was supposed
people were ready for that.
I was supposed to have like a Burger King crown or a cigar or something and a sign behind me that said "Rip Void." I didn't have time for any of that, so I apologize right now to no one. But there you go.
Yes, and breaking news, according to Vetimune, SHH finally killed Void. So, in case nobody heard that before. But I think he's been saying that for months now. So.
Yeah.
All right, that is it for announcements.
And it only cost the super, apparently.
That's pretty cheap, considering.
Right. The super that he built from stolen wrecks that he got from looting our rallies. Oh, my Lord. Oh, my Lord.
Yeah. Don't let him steal that stuff, man.
Does he even he doesn't know math either. He clearly doesn't even know the math behind it. I mean, just completely idiotic. I don't have a Conway Twitty suit, Nessival, sorry. Not doing my hair was as close as I got to that.
Yeah, Taylor, we're going to have to bring suits on one of these episodes.
Leisure suits?
Maybe I could do that next week.
Leisure suits?
Yeah, I got some blazers I could wear. Yeah, I got some nice suits. one of my previous jobs required suits. So, anyway.
Were you going door to door selling Bibles? What were you doing in the suit? Who wears a suit?
No, it was a sales position. Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
The FBI.
Yeah.
I have some nice suits. Here for me, I have some nice suits. They're nice. I tell you, they're nice suits. Very nice suits. One's blue, one's black. They're nice suits. Very nice suits. Okay. All right. Biggie Rick. Next, we need to go door to door and ask people if they've heard of the podcast. Excuse me, sir. Have you heard of Echoes of New Eden podcast? No.
Have you listened to the latest single by Rambo and Taylor Rick?
Which one is that?
Yeah, any of them. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I only released 4 songs this week. I mean, any of them, or the ones you're about to release.
I was gonna say we haven't collaborated on any of these songs. So,
I know we should.
You've done like your own thing, and then mine.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
We should. Yeah, we should.
And we did. Is it a cover or a remix from your country song?
What are you talking about?
Your country song. You gave me the lyrics, and then I did a.
Oh yeah. You did a metal version of it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Was that released anywhere or no?
Not yet, but it will be.
Because
if I can.
At the time. Yeah, at the time, my song wasn't even released, and I had given you the lyrics to it. And you made that
I'm waiting for you.
Well, it's already released, so send it. Yeah, send it.
I need to try to figure out some kind of picture or a video, music video for that, and let's see. But yeah, I need always your blessing to do a cover or a remix, because otherwise it would be stealing.
Right. Need my blessing.
Just go do it.
Yeah, none of which is copyrighted.
Yeah.
Which I have a story about that too this last week. But just in my whole experience of being able to do that and to create like a label and put it on official music apps and all that stuff, it was more headache than it was worth to me. So I pulled it out. I pulled it back.
Yeah.
So I'm not doing any of that bullshit. But since we're on the topic, I mean, I was going to release the album. I was going to have it scheduled for release on August 1st, and it was going to include 10 tracks. And as I was working with a music distributor to release the songs in a timely manner, then it's like you have to read all these legal things, and then you have to pay all these fees, and you have to make sure that none of the, obviously all the content is mine, so I don't have to worry about copyright. But say like the Fountain I Love You song, because that's a cover of another song that happens to be a cover of a copyrighted song, then I have to go back and get, request rights and all that type of stuff to be able to use that. I'm like, these people aren't going to freaking reply to me, so on top of, I have a cover of an Eve Echoes song, and if anybody knows anything about Eve Echoes and their copyright team, is they don't even allow content creators to use their music in videos. It'll flag as copyrighted material, and then granted, we don't monetize on our channel, but content creators that do monetize on their channel, it's not able to be monetized on that video if it if it has their song included on it. Anyway, it was just I was telling Taylor, I mean, the juice is not worth the squeeze. I'm just gonna release this stuff on YouTube, and I have all the files. Like, you can download them and put them in your personal music inventory, not inventory, but collection. I I did spend a lot of time on that, and I actually did spend real money in order to produce these songs and get actual good singers. And you know, for a hobby, yeah, it's cool and all, but I'm not like this super big label or a super popular musician or artist or you know, or anything. So, I'm not gonna worry about it. So.
Well, I mean, Taylor Rick is the hottest artist of the week. I mean, this is no longer Sabrina, the summer of Sabrina. This is the summer of Taylor Rick. So I'll take that on. It's fine. I'm gonna monetize that channel I put up with my songs. It's gonna be cool. It'll be all right. And then once you get some songs done, you can put them over there too. It'll be great.
Put an ad every 20 seconds, and so then it remixes the song for you.
There you go.
Perfect.
Yep, exactly. Totally unlistenable. Don't care. Just give me your money.
Yeah. That's the
joke.
plan.
That's a joke, people. That's a joke.
But in the meantime, if I release the song underneath the podcast, at least then it shows ownership. Like, yes, the podcast does own it, but of course, if like Jubi or Damon or anybody else wants to use a song, all they have to do is just ask. I will most likely allow the song to be played elsewhere. Yeah, it just is what it is. So I have a bunch more to be released too. Some of them are done. Some of them I need to polish up a little bit more. What's up?
Can I have permission to use your song?
Which one?
The one you did today. I want to do a reaction to it.
Sure. Yeah.
Cool.
Sure.
It's so easy.
I might actually get more viewers on it. Yeah. But Taylor, since you're here, I was gonna say that that song that you released last was our #1 most downvoted video on our channel here. The Cats of Fountain song that you did. Yeah. Rip.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Very nice. Obviously, there's a certain group that didn't like it.
A bunch of Russians came on. That's what it is.
You know, I was thinking about that. We were talking
Meow.
about Meow in the last. We were talking about Meow and kind of the Russian community last week. You know, this podcast is like a top 20 podcast in Russia for downloads.
Cool.
Like, we do really well in Russia as far as listeners. So I appreciate them being followers of the podcast. But yeah, they just happen to be in the news, and you know, especially with Meow has been doing some things around New Eden. I've been seeing capital kills and capital losses and all this stuff, Citadel losses, and it's just been
it's fun content. It's fun content. You know, so I mean, there's that. It's all cool. Let's have some good content. Let's have some good fights. So, I give Meow shit, but it's all in fun. I specifically give Hero shit because it's too easy. Like, the dude, how many Citadels do they have to lose in a row? I mean, it's a running meme at this point. How many times is he going to lose a Nightmare? You know, 2 days in a row. He about did a third day in a row. I mean, come on. I mean, doing the same thing over and over again. It's hilarious. So.
Yeah.
No, we're not going to start over TBK. We kind of haven't really started TBK. Yeah. I mean, this is like, we're just kind of like, go over to Twitch or something. I mean, I don't know. Listen to the recording later.
We're going to restart the podcast because of TBK.
Yeah, I'm just going to restart it right now. We're only, you know, there you go. Perfect.
From the content creators that bring you the lowest effort content imaginable.
I'm joking. I ain't going to do that.
I don't know what...
people are like, what the fuck?
I don't know what
I'm so confused.
Said. He said that in Russian. I'm not sure what he said. I can't do like the translation live because then you're going to see shit on the screen, but whatever. Can someone translate that for me, please?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it says either. And speaking of translation, we have some some content from the Chinese server that has been leaked out on their website.
Yeah.
You want to share that as well this week? We could share that and some of the stuff. We were talking about it in our staff chat earlier this week, so we could talk about that in a bit. But let me get just patch notes out of the way real quick. It's very small, okay? So Maru released this maintenance announcement. They're going to do their hotfix update. And here's their bug fixes. They fixed an issue where the visual effects of the Neon Rain Nanocore in the store were not showing. They fixed an issue where the attack range of the Pulsar Centennial drone was abnormal. They fixed some network fluctuation issues in certain systems and the resulting display issues in the local list. If you encounter a black screen, you can find help or request support through the customer service or Discord. And that was it for that maintenance update. So now this week, we should be seeing some sort of content update, right? Whether or not they're going to add something to the game, maybe some more bug fixes and whatever else. But what are they going to break the game with this week, Taylor? What's your speculation?
Well, if you go and look at the calendar and kind of where we are with looking at the anniversary, right? So this puts us 2 weeks away, and the 7th would be a down maintenance following the trend, right? So you got one on, one off. So the 31st would be the next major patch. The 7th would be down. The 14th, the day after the anniversary, would be the big anniversary event. And they've always had some sort of build event or something like that led up to the actual anniversary. But 2 weeks is still kind of short to throw in anything that's going to get supplanted at the time of the anniversary. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it'll be just kind of a few changes here and there, kind of a nothing burger, and they'll hold the big stuff back for the 14th. That's kind of that's just a guess at this point. It's just a guess. But I feel like that's what if it was me doing it, that's probably what I would do, which means that's not what they will do. And the servers will be broken from the 31st to the 3rd with some major fucking thing that's not ready for the 14th yet. I don't know. It's anybody's guess. It's hard to say.
Yeah. It's going to be a shit show. We already know. My songs
it
happen
shouldn't
to
be.
state.
It shouldn't be, but you're right. It probably will be. So,
well, do you think that they're going to do the parade again?
No. They haven't even said anything to anybody about it.
Nothing.
So haven't they given that a couple of weeks heads up before in years past? Like we'd already be talking about it right now if we knew that was coming, right?
Right. Yeah, you would have at least gotten some sort of invite or at least an announcement saying, hey, we're going to allow these corporations to sign up, or these corporations to be able to purchase the AUR to be able to get eligible to get drawn for the parade. But so far nothing. Nothing.
So I doubt they're going to do that again after the debacle last year. They just can't seem to get that right. I would be surprised if they did that one again. But I mean, there'll be some sort of anniversary event of some kind. Obviously, they have a big thing every year. Some years they have music that they produce. Some years it's just kind of not really music that they produce, but they have their own music service. NetEase does. So they have access to fairly cheap ways of getting that music done, honestly. So I don't see any reason why they wouldn't have a song come out for it in some sort of event.
Last year,
and
they played the same song over and over. Last year,
really?
It was the same song, like playing 2 hours or longer.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I just can't stand it. Why can't they just say, please, content creators, make songs, do something different?
Yeah.
And I would literally opt to do that, and I wanted to. It's just yeah.
Or imagine how cool it would be if, like, we the staff members of this could be like doing their job, like looking at the ships and telling like, wow, that's cool, and actually knowing the names of the ships and everything. But yeah.
Oh, like pointing out a Megathron and saying, wow, that's a really cool Moros.
That's look at that nightmare.
That's a real thing that happened. Like,
or every ship is a revelation.
Every ship's a revelation. Every ship's a nightmare.
It's a revelation, all right. They've never seen that before.
Yeah. And then always when you see like the fucking neon rain skin, then you're like, oh, that's the neon rain. The only few things you know.
Well, yeah, I'd just be curious as to how this anniversary is going to be, produced. I guess it's a wait and see whether or not they have content ready for it. We don't know. We don't know if there's going to be a parade. We don't know if they have an anniversary song. It's year 4. We don't know if they're going to be doing the whole live stream show thing again. We just don't know any of that stuff.
Talk to the devs, all
we
that.
would have.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe in my talks with Maru this week, I can maybe hint something and see if I can extract some info. So
I've sent multiple DMs to Maru and gotten 0. So
that is hilarious to me. I don't know how you guys aren't getting through. She messaged me this morning. And she messaged me this morning. I have to get back to her by Wednesday.
I got a message also today from Maru, but we had this weird thing that I was talking to Cloud, and I said to Cloud if he can say hi to Maru, like if he's in the same office, and say that the Jubi guy, even if his face looks like that, he's not a troll. He's an official content creator, so you can talk to him, and he's like, yeah. And suddenly Maru sent me a message, and now I'm trolling Maru and asking, "Are you the manager of the Eve Echo's official content creator program? Because we haven't been talking before, so it's kind of weird you asking me some duo megas and giveaways and stuff, because like yeah." But yeah, let's see.
Yeah. I think it's absolutely hilarious. I'm not even on that Discord. I still get into contact with them sooner than most other content creators.
Dara's just hit the nail on the head right there. Maru probably thinks it's me that's banned and not Rambo.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It could be. But usually it's like me and Taylor talking in the content creator.
Yeah.
And was it Jay, the moderator?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of weird. But yeah.
It's a useless channel at this point.
Yeah.
What the heck is that?
I don't know. Nestle's doing some crazy photoshopping. I don't know. It's just... No, I don't think Jay got me banned. I think, so if you know how their system works, their senior moderators are the ones that do appeals when you get banned by Dino. And at the time, your senior moderators, one was, so you have Nina, Kelbeck, and then the one that, Getafix. He was the one that stepped down. I think he was the head honcho of them all, basically. And he was the one that left. I'm thinking he's the one that probably got me banned anyway. And I've butt heads with him in the past anyway, calling him out on a few things, and I know he didn't like it. And so he probably had a little bit of beef with me anyway, so it was bound to happen. The
worlds collided.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Getafix is the reason why I'm no longer can talk to devs or anyone. So I'm pretty sure Getafix has tainted the well, and that's why I don't get any reach out for anybody.
Yeah, you ask them, and they all have their same spiel that they're supposed to adhere to. It is what it is. So I wouldn't even bother asking them about it. I am just going to deal straight with the community managers. And as far as content creator benefits goes, I still get content creator benefits. It's kind of funny, even though I'm not on the Discord.
Yeah.
So I haven't given out Omegas, but I haven't given out Omegas in probably 8 months or longer anyway. So
well, for a while they weren't working. So
yeah,
what can you do?
I just stopped trying.
Oh.
Yeah, I just stopped trying. All right, Taylor. Should we leak out what this what their Chinese website had provided us this last week? Check this out.
Oh.
Yeah, and we both had the link on standby. That's funny.
Yeah.
We both had the link ready to paste.
I don't know why it doesn't come
But check
up
this out.
but when you click on it, you get this crazy crap. I don't know what the heck that means.
So it's
translate it.
We posted the link in the on-air chat. You're gonna have to translate it in your browser, whether it's your device browser or tablet, computer, whatever. It's from their ds163.com. So we know that they post Chinese server details on this website. Of course, a lot of stuff gets lost in translation when you're doing the whole, translation thing. And, they talk about voyage plans and the Embassy expedition. So this was published just a couple days ago on July 25th. They say the Embassy expedition play guide. And I'm not going to go through the entire thing, but it does provide a link to download this game and join a server inside the game, and it looks a lot like Eve Echoes, but it seems like it's an entirely new game. What are your thoughts on this, Taylor?
Well, this is... Remember last year around Thanksgiving time, maybe a little before Thanksgiving time, we were getting all these leaks about a major update coming towards the end of the year for Eve Echoes, and it looked like a game that was inside of a game. Like there was a lot there, and it had some of that shit that most Chinese games have, where it's just you have to pay money to buy the ship, you have to pay money to do this, you have to pay money to do that. Yeah, the SSSR stuff. I couldn't think of the acronym. And we thought it was going to be a portion of the game or part of the game, or maybe how part of Drone Lands was going to get rolled out from the way that map looked. It's a totally different map, but these are all the exact same images we released last year. No difference whatsoever. It's a completely separate game than Eve Echoes, which is what I was kind of hoping for, that it wouldn't be something they would put in the game, but instead be a separate game altogether. But this is something they've been working on for a year now, and the beta's open and people are actively playing it. And it is Eve-based. Its in-game star map is completely different, even though it's Eve-centric. Nullsec is the center of the map. The empires are out towards the edges. Kind of the way the Chinese Eve Online store is, and you can, I can see all the images that are getting posted over here now. I mean, you can tell this is exact clone basically of Eve Echoes with some massive changes and updates to it. So yeah, I have no idea really how it works. I'm not playing it. I have a beta. I'm not in on the beta. It looks kind of silly. You drive the ship around. You don't really like you literally can drive it around. That's probably really, really bad for PvP, in my opinion. I'm not really sure how that would work, but maybe it's good. I don't know. To me, that sounds horrible. And some of these images of the maps and all this other crap, like that's just completely. I don't know. It's different, very different. So.
Well, similarly, the event screen looks the same.
Yeah.
The AUR screen has a little bit of change. But a lot of their events stuff, those pages look fine or just about the same. It looks like they have like a different style of shipbuilding through here. Now, they posted that New Eden just looks different. We talked about that in the past too, where they're going to do like a reshuffle of New Eden, but I think that was also like an EVE Online thing. Their settings screen looks the same. Now I posted the one, or I'll post it again, this one specifically. So this one that I posted on air chat, this is of your first person ship control. We talked about this where this was rumored to make it into Eve Echoes, and this is almost a direct 1-to-1 reskin of Super Mecha Champions. It's got movement control on the left. It's got all your weaponry and all that stuff on the right. So I find that that's what it looks like.
I'm kind of, to tell you the truth, I'm kind of interested in it, only because I have a history in gacha games. So I'm actually kind of wanting to try it out and rate it and that sort of thing. But yeah, because I have, like I said, I cover other gacha games and stuff like that on channel. I think it would be pretty cool. Not saying it's going to destroy Eve Echoes or anything like that, but it's something different, and it would be branching into another genre with the IP.
So they say here you can download the game through the download link and directly select the server to join the game. Now, I don't see a download link, not in this article, so I'm thinking that's all in-game, part of probably their event of this voyage plan. But it's an important test before the plan goes online. Join the advanced team. So quite interesting stuff happening on that side of things if you really look at it. How much of this stuff we'll see on the international server, I have no idea. But we already know of a lot of content coming up on the national server. So that kind of makes me question whether or not we'll even see this or if this is going to be a different game. When I was telling Taylor the other day after I was looking at this article, I was like, dude, it looks like a completely different game. But it's got a lot of Eve Echoes related stuff to it. So it's quite interesting to say the least.
Yeah, I think like there's like this Eve Vanguard. Also, it's from Eve Online. CCP are doing the first-person shooter, and this game I don't kinda. It feels kinda, it doesn't feel right.
In one of the comments, somebody says that this is a scam.
Is it working?
This,
Yeah.
No, it's working.
so,
Yeah, I don't know. I
Maybe.
mean, yeah, there's Eve Galactic Conquest as well. That's a third game too that's still out there that they are developing supposedly that looks more like a Civ-based turn by turn 4x game like thing that they're developing. So, I don't know. Look, people ask me every once in a while what other games do I play and all that. Yeah, I don't have time for any other games. This is it. If I play another game, then it's like solitaire because I've got like 30 minutes. I don't have enough time to get into the game here. Discord's quiet, and I just want to do something different. Like I'll play solitaire for 20 minutes. It drives my kids nuts when they see me playing solitaire, but it is what it is. Like, old man here, I guess. But
Yeah, my dad always plays
games.
solitaire.
I don't have any other games. This is it. Yeah, that's a game I do play. I do play every Monday and Friday. Can I get to a flight on time? I play that game every week, twice a week. You're right.
Well, you play technically another game. I mean, as a executor, you play Discord, and we've all
I do.
Discord is just another animal of this game.
Yeah, and it's an animal I'm really fucking tired of today, to be honest with you. I'm just really, really fucking tired of it. So, whining individuals just gear me just whatever over shit that doesn't matter.
You need to say that they need to drink some Jubi juice and,
Where's my link?
relax.
I want to buy.
Yeah.
Buy. Where's the Jubi Juice link? I actually was going to make like a fake website and everything and have it ready. Didn't have time for that either.
Yeah, Juby's going to trademark his Jubi Juice. We have no idea what it's going to be just yet.
Oh no, I already know exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be Gamer Sups. That's done by what's his name down in Texas, Schlapp, or whatever. Is it Schlapp? I think it's Jay Schlatt. That guy.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm going to buy Jay Schlatt's Gamer Sup, the titty milk that comes in a little thing, and we're going to rip that off because it's called titty milk. I'm serious, it's a powder, right? And so I'm going to rip that off, and I'm going to put Jubi Juice on it. And we're going to sell it for double. And there you go. Jubi, I'll give you 5% of the profits. It's all good.
You're gonna put some grandpa's. You're gonna put some grandpa's cough medicine in there, right? Before you.
Juby's gonna grind that hedgehog down and use that powder a little bit in each cup.
Yeah, he's got his own beans.
Taste of victory.
The Jubi Juice has
secret sauce.
Jubi magical beans.
Does nobody here know who Jay Schlatt is?
Oh, I don't know. I could look it up.
Probably a rapper.
No, he's not. Yeah, I'm gonna go look up Schlatt, and it's Schlatt with two T's. Yeah, Jay Schlatt. There it is. I kind of like watching this guy every once in a while. He's a little funny. It's this. I think it's this one right here, where he does like stupid shit on. But up here, I'm gonna copy the link and put it over into the chat. That'll completely just blow everybody's mind. Boom. That guy. I don't know if that's the right one, actually, because he's got multiple YouTube channels, but it's the one that I watch where he does like reaction videos to TikToks and other YouTube things and shit. That makes me laugh.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
Okay. Well, that is all I got for official news on the game. So, looking at the official Eve Echoes Discord, there's nothing else in announcements, nothing else in patch notes, nothing really too much else to talk about there. As far as suggestions goes, we could probably hit some suggestions later. I see there's a bunch of them. There's some pretty good ones. Wow, there's some good ones in here. So possibly we can hit on some of those. But until then, we'll hit on some of the community news. In this last week, as you all probably already know, a lot of you that follow the Discord probably already know that Void and Burr had merged into a single entity alliance, and that is now called Kraken. They had released a statement the other day, and if anybody wants to actually look at that statement, Damon covered it on his video, his community video this last week. You know, for someone that quit the game, I'm surprised he's putting out as many videos as he is. The
Well, technically, I never said I quit. I said I was taking a break from it and producing content for another game. So I never said I quit.
yeah, what she said.
Yeah, exactly.
What she said.
That was cute. That was super cute.
I have here. Here's the Alliance announcement right here. This is public. I posted it on the on-air chat right there. The Kraken Alliance announcement. They released the Kraken. So they're doing this this whole Kraken themed roleplay type thing. It's typical in your gaming communities to want to do something like that. So they say Kraken FCs will enjoy more PvP opportunities more than ever before. More targets to attack, more areas to defend, more pilots to fleet up and pew pew.
Let's just break
More
that down
PvP.
for a second. More targets to attack. So are they unbluing everybody? Because that wasn't the conversation I had with either of those two.
Yeah, so since its release, I've been seeing people critique it. I have been talking with Jacoba. I'm still yet to have like a media type of conversation with him. I've just been talking with him through text. But him and I and possibly Sarpedon were supposed to be hitting up a comms conversation. I thought it was supposed to be today, but he hasn't got back to me yet today.
Yeah.
But anyway, a lot of people are critiquing this, is it Pan-Gen 2025? It's just Gen-Fed 3.0, etc. These guys like to rename a lot. That's not really uncommon. So, I did want to ask them some questions as to what their role in the game is going to be, basically. And I'm sure, he'll tell me all about it too. So I'm quite excited to actually talk with Jacoba for the first time. I've never talked with him in the history of this game ever since he was executor of Burr, or in his time in the other alliances or anything like that. I'm pretty sure he's been with ORC his entire tenure. I just don't know that, but
I believe that's the case. Yeah, I mean, I've talked to him before this last week, leading up to that announcement, but yeah,
so they have here the co-executors are Sarpedon and Jacoba. And no matter how many times DaemonXel says it wrong, I will always say Sarpedon.
Sarpedon.
So, yeah, Sarpedon.
Sarpian. Sarp.
I don't care what anyone says. The last 4 years,
Sarpedon.
that D has been silent.
Yeah.
The D has been silent?
I just call him
The D has been
Sarpedon
silent?
or Sarp.
I never knew that. If the D is silent, I don't see that. So they'll host several town hall meetings and to provide interviews for media outlets in the coming days. So they are actually willing and open to be able to talk to media outlets. Media outlets basically being us and Damon, right? So it's basically anybody that's covering the news nowadays. I guess Sheev is in there too. He covers some patch notes and all that type of stuff. But that's what they say, that they're going to provide interviews for the media outlets. So anyway, I'm excited for to be able to talk with them. So in this announcement too, they posted like their typical I don't know, recruitment advert, you'd probably say, what benefits you get out of the alliance. They got SRP for caps, subcaps, supers, and so that kind of raises some eyebrows how they're able to SRP supers. So maybe that's a question for in the future.
RMT,
I know
baby.
one person
RMT, baby. Just fully embrace RMT.
There's that. People are saying
one thing I found specifically funny on the announcement is it's reminiscent of something. They want to become an entity that can field like tons of Titans, that they're going to have a mass fleet of Titans. And it kind of reminds me of someone who once said, oh, we're going to have 100 caps.
We'll build 100 capitals! Screams Sun Banana. Mark my words. Hail. Fuck off.
And we
with
know
that.
what had.
If they build
we know
one
what
by
happened
the
with
end
that.
of the year, I'm going to just laugh my ass off and have fun blowing it up. Good fucking luck. You're already behind. If you're just now talking about Titans and getting ready to start building them, you're too late. You've already lost the race. Sorry, I know I'm a little extra today. No apologies.
Yeah. Taylor's a little unhinged, as our critics would say. Taylor is the unhinged host. But anyway, continuing on with their benefits, they have Alliance ship rental for CTAs, pre-staged, fast and easy for engagement, content pooled at Alliance level. And this one I'm not really sure about. Get part of specific content just by selecting your in-game preferences, may it be mining, spec ops, or Ethereum. Okay. They have the Kraken coin bank, which it's if in case it's unknown to New Eden, Void has their own coin. They call it Void coin. It's their currency that they use in the Alliance. It's also public for anybody to view people's balances too. They have player services embedded in the ticket system, so people can do that for ideas. They have their fair share in CTAs, even for Logi pilots. Discord bot that allows you to register your in-game characters. PvP incentives to reduce corp tax burden and allow a more PvP-minded corporation to not get stuck ratting and mining. Okay, found that to be interesting. And they have growth incentives as well. So to me, this looked like not only an announcement for the two, but it also kind of seemed like a recruiting announcement. And I think Taylor kind of seen that as well and decided to reply, I think in a jokingly manner, and he posted that Reddit post that last time I saw it had over 100 comments of your SHH is recruiting post, right? So people thinking that you're salty or possibly desperate for members or anything like that, but
right, the biggest PvP alliance in the game is desperate for members. Really? No, we're desperate for a real fucking opponent. Give me a real fucking opponent that's not AOA, off time zone timer tanking shit. Although AOA is a real opponent, that's fine, and we're fighting them at the moment, right? So we do every day. We've been fighting them for a year. We've been fighting them ever since the server wars started. We've never stopped fighting them, and we'll keep fighting them, and that's fine. If nobody else seems to understand the problem with that, I don't really care. I don't need the rest of the server to help us with AOA. We can take on AOA just fine on our own. But frankly, I'd like to have like some real opponents in this game. I'd like to see all the shit break down instead of the blue donut getting bigger. I'd like to see some smaller fun wars in places, which we were getting out of Cloud Ring, and that's great. And that's against Meow. That's fine. We're having a good time. So, the rest of the server just wants to keep bluing the whole goddamn thing, then good luck with that. Good luck with that, because that's not going to last forever. Yeah, there's my post.
I posted the link. Welcome to the North. That Taylor had posted. So yeah, it's a pretty good read in the comments there. Pretty good read. So
That's a lot of comments.
I thought
I read
thought
one.
it'd be over 100. It's at 101 comments.
I read the one where
I
Stoney
was
said
typical.
he's already been accepted into Trog, so that's cool. Welcome to the North, Stoney. I mean, TSC got the shaft out of all of this. Do you guys realize that? Nobody ever talked to TSC about this. Those three were the three amigos, TSC, Burr, and Void. They were the three amigos. They were the last three major corps left out of the CC, with Meow kind of pissing off and going their own way. AOA kind of running the show for those three in terms of what they could have, what they couldn't have, where they could put Sov, where they couldn't put Sov. Any Sov we blew up in old OG space, AOA just took. And Void's giving more space. Up until a week ago, they were giving more space away to AOA. Whether they were told to or not doesn't matter, because they were doing it. For whatever reason, who knows? They'll spin that all day long. But really what it comes down to is something happened there with those three where Burr and Void just decided to just totally ignore TSC and leave poor Stoney and Bees out of the entire conversation. What a sleight of hand. Friends like that, who needs enemies?
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of TSC has gotten really close to relying to or on AOA, but I don't know. I don't really know how close they are to AOA, but that's just what it seems like. But with these two entities, I guess it raises questions as to, are they going to merge systems? Are they going to maintain their systems? Are the people of Void going to move over into other regions, or same for Burr?
From what I was told, is they are going to stay exactly where they are. They're going to defend both sides of it, and they're going to work on making a bridge between those regions. The hell does that mean?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. Though,
from my conversation with them, they did basically say, even though they didn't want to tell me blue lists or anything like that, they did state that yes, they were going to hold on to their property, but they found that the place out on the Chinese server, where it's one entity that is sweeping the entire server, they found that boring, and they want doing this to shake things up. So it's kind of like, are they going to be friends with AOA, and so then it's just more of the same? Or are they going to be their own separate entity with no blues, kind of like how CRB was, kind of like for some of the old God, I can't remember the alliances that were doing their own thing against everyone else. So it's all up in the air right now. What they are, and if we see that they are blue with AOA, that would tell me that it's just a rebrand of the same old.
Yeah, I would agree. The first question that I had when I'd seen this, when this was put on my desk, is, are they going to unblue AOA? Are they going to do it? From what I'm hearing, it appears to be a no. So then you could speculate that, yes, it's basically the same entity. It's just now under a new name once again. So it seems at this rate we're changing names every 6 to 8 months. Closer to 6 months. So yeah, I want to be able to talk with Jacoba.
That's not a very stable look, is it? That's not a very stable look at all. I mean, no. Think about that for a minute. You're a member of Void, and you've been fighting to preserve Void since the game launched against all kinds of things, whether it's Honk taking your square rocks, to Burr coming in with no and slapping you in the face, and then you had to have that fake standoff, okay, I guess we're done kind of thing, to the CC server war, to Catch 22, all the way back then, like just this constant, you've had that space, you've held that space for all that time, to just all of a sudden have your leaders tell you, well, we're done being Void, we're going to give it up, and now we're just going to join with Burr because we can't do what? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you, as a corporation or as a pilot in one of those two organizations, want to just go and do that? What caused you to want to go and do that? What part of what you were doing was failing? What part of what you were doing meant you couldn't do it because you didn't have enough members or enough pilots or enough activity in certain time zones. What kind of blue situation did you put yourself in with AOA where they were choking you out of your own space? Did you get yourself into, realized you couldn't get out of it anymore, couldn't go and turn to silent for any kind of help because fuck those guys, right? Couldn't talk to anybody about it, including TSC, because they're too in bed with AOA as well, and now you just realized you're screwed and had no other choice. That's what all this looks like to me. That's what it all looks like to me. There's my rant.
Yeah, I'd be curious how many corporations that they get into the main alliance, because I don't know if everybody knows, but only 30 corporations can be in the main alliance. So unless they have multiple Kraken alliances.
Well, they're
and all
already
that,
condensing corps down. Mask is dead.
Right, that's what I was getting to.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. Go for it.
So we know corporations have been disbanded. We know that member attrition has been lower, especially in some of these entities. Did they do this in order to consolidate, say, Burr and Void Corps into a single alliance because it's able to fit? Or are they going to have to do some other logistical thing? But I think it's the other reason is they've had to minimize the amount of corps that are in there to be able to make this happen. And I've already been hearing that some have been some corporations are basically disbanded, others were forced to merge and all this type of stuff. So yeah, it's interesting to see. Understandably, like if you're at the alliance level kind of leadership, you know how this type of stuff works. And when you see stuff like this happen, there's got to be a reason, right? So ultimately it's probably because of attrition and the relationship with each other. But as I say, I can only go off speculation. I don't know. I haven't spoke with Jacoba just yet, though I'll probably be asking him, some of the harder questions as to like what's going on. This is 2024. I get it. Like Eve Echoes 2024. We see this type of stuff. Is this true? And what's your future for possibly even mitigating that? If we see that announcement as a recruiting post, because it looks like a recruiting post to me, is they want other corporations from other alliances to be able to go to them, et cetera, because why else tell your benefits publicly, right?
Right.
You don't see SHH going out
Trying
and
to sell
saying,
it.
here's everything what we got, here's everything we have. We're trying to sell you our alliance because it's super great, it's the best. No, I actually don't think that. I think more so the corps are up to their own recruiting. Because Silent doesn't really oversee recruiting.
No.
But yeah, that's just what it looks like. So that's all I had on that. Jubi, Damon, Taylor, do you have anything else on that?
One thing I did notice is, during my talks with both Sarp as well as Jacoba, was that it's a cohesive blending of both. No one is like, Void isn't swallowing Brethren Core isn't swallowing Void. But if you look at the message that they sent, the way it's worded, it seems like they're adopting the whole, Brethren Core pirate philosophy in the wording, in the wordplay of everything, down to even the logo of the Kraken. You know what I mean? It just seems that way, that they're kind of leaning more towards that side as opposed to the rich history that Void has.
Again, in order to have an alliance, you have to have an alliance executor corp, right? There's a corporation that owns the alliance. What corporation is that going to be? Is it going to be a new corporation, or is it going to be a renamed another corporation? Who's in that corporation? Is it going to be Jacoba? Is it going to be Sarpedon? Are they going to merge two corps to make the Kraken Corp that owns the Kraken Alliance? So I think a lot of this stuff, I haven't seen it just yet. I haven't looked in the game to see if there's been any new corps being made or name changes or anything like that. I really haven't even seen the Sov map. But
no.
That's basically how the systems work. And it's like, oh, well, it seems like Jacoba's Corp, whether it's ORC or whatever else, they own the alliance. Well, that's the executor corp. So would you say that they have some sort of leeway, or do they have equal rights to, say, Catskill or whatever corp Sarpedon is in? I don't know what corp he's in, but I think he's in Catskill.
He's in all the corps.
What was told to me was that it was...
Oh, that is true.
Yeah, from what it was told to me is that they were doing everything from the ground up, including abandoning both Discord servers and building a new Discord server and deleting the old ones. So I don't know if that extends to the corporations as well.
I can't wait to do a server raid on that. You can call me an asshole for doing that, but that's just kind of like a passage. Yeah, like a rite of passage. Any large block organization makes a Discord nowadays. Everybody in the game goes and piles onto it, right? It's fun. It's just part of the game. It's part of the experience at this point. So I can't wait to do that. Somebody give me a link as soon as it's up.
Yeah, who did their coalition Discord? Who made that, by the way? And they're
Pact?
vetting. Yeah, Pact. Who ended up making that?
I
Because
don't
it was
know. I never got
done
on
very
Pact.
poorly.
Never got on.
You could literally copy somebody's photo that they had just uploaded like a day or two before and repaste it and get rolls. It's just like, what kind of security is that? I don't know. You could change your name to somebody who offed like the day before, and they wouldn't even know otherwise. They just like, oh, okay, that person's good, and they send them through. So it was kind of funny in that sense. They got raided probably a couple times because of that. But yeah, just curious to see as to what Kraken's going to do in New Eden. My main question would be is whether or not they're going to blue or keep AOA blue, or if they're going to unblue them. That's kind of the big question I want to say for a lot of people. Maybe even people within their own alliance, because they've been blue for so long. Who knows? Is it going to be a shock when they don't? Does that mean that they're going to get attacked? Are they going to have some sort of pact where they don't get attacked on a daily basis, et cetera, et cetera? So you never know. You never know.
No, you really
That's
don't.
all I had on that. Let's see, what else was there for content? Community news. That was really the big one this last week. On top of, we got all these songs that are releasing nowadays. Meow is still doing Meow things. And I want to say they're still fighting AOA even. Like, they're dying by AOA. I saw Seth from Expo die from AOA. I'm like, what the heck's going on? Are they attacking SHH, or are they attacking AOA, or what's going on there, right? So just curious. The stuff that you see in New Eden's, like, you kind of scratch your head as to like why. Why?
Yeah.
So there's that. You got your Equinox Investments 2.0 fired up, and you've already accepted donations for that. I think you've already said you've got like 70 bill worth of shares. So.
Yeah, it's not donations. It's share sales.
Shares sold.
Yeah, the sale of shares. Yep. So seven shares have sold already. I know that there's 6 more going to get bought tomorrow. They're 10 bill a piece, so that'll put us over 100 billion mark already. And right now, the share payout is going to fluctuate. So if you're looking at it, if you're over on that server and you happen to go and look at it, you're going to think it's a monster amount of return. Which at the moment, if I was just to sell everybody's shares back, it would be. But that'll continue to work its way through, and we'll see how it looks by the end of August. Share sales will stop being on sale for August on the 31st. I'll make a post over there at some point today for that and get that done. But yeah, no, it's a real investment thing. I made a song called. And I'll post that at some point for just fun. But I made a song about Equinox 2.0, and it's called the Social Collective for Asset Management. So you can figure out what the acronym of that is. But anyway.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
No, it's not a scam though. I mean, I joke around, I kind of lean into it, but it's not a scam. It truly is a money-making opportunity. It takes money to make money. If anybody's ever messed with the market in this game, you know full well if you've got 10, 15 billion sitting there and you can really sit and play with the market, you can make a couple of billion out of that and profit pretty fast. You just don't really notice how much that adds up to over 30 days because you wind up spending it on the things you were trying to get. That's why you're spending your time on the market. In this case, it's a way for people to be able to do that and get that advantage without having to put all that work in. So, And it does help that I know just about everybody in this game in terms of large fluctuations of, assets and who needs what, where, and all that. It does help. I have connections that help me be able to do that. So, yeah, someone's buying a shit ton of plasmoids. You're right. That was not me. That was not me. So, but anyway, no. And like I've said before, I think we're kind of at some point, we're getting to a point where we're going to see some scarcity in certain items in the game. And so I'll be playing off of that because I know what those are. So, yeah, it is what it is. I don't invest, Bert. It's fine. Don't invest.
Yeah. The only reason why I haven't invested because I don't have money to begin with to invest. I literally have no money. The money I make is gone very quickly.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Yeah. Ginger's selling crack coin. Is that what they're calling it? Crack coin?
Crack coin. Yeah,
Crack coin.
That's funny.
Yeah. Selling. How much does crack coin go for anyway?
That's so bad.
Is it like a 1-to-1 ISK ratio or what?
That's just so bad.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's
All
the,
right.
Here's the other
Shall
thing. Here's the other thing I've been working on, and I'll just paste it real quick, and then we can move on. You can move on now. I'm just gonna paste some.
Math coin. Is this another song or what?
That's the first 4 songs from the album that are up on my YouTube channel, and the other 4 come this week, one each day.
Okay. I know. I look like a baller, huh?
Mm-hmm.
On
You're
my
on
boat.
a roll.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Let's
Now I
do
realized-
consider your suggestion.
Cool.
Wait. I wanted to say that I'm really excited about the Kraken thing. Sounds ambitious, and we actually don't have to move. We stay as we are, and we've been doing a lot of things with Burr in the past, and always feel very welcome and very good, like good team spirit, and enjoy a lot of PvP, and I like it. So I'm looking forward to this Kraken thing, and let's see how it goes.
So
Jubi,
what's your?
we'll make you we will make you our official Kraken insider. How about that?
There you
You
go.
can tell us
Diplomat.
all what's up.
There you
Yeah.
go. Kraken Diplo. Kraken Diplo. So what
boy.
I mean your perspective on it so far. I mean what do you think, Juby? Because I mean Mask is the first corp that I heard of to fall, because Mask is no more, right? That's your home corp.
Yeah, we had like Mask is or used to be a multi-boxer corporation. So if one person leaves or gets in trouble, then it's like 100 accounts or more. I don't know, per person. So like a big chunk of that. So we had these how do you say series of things that happen, and then crucial members got kicked and all sorts, and then it kind of we lost the money making ability, and then we got bankrupt because of that, and decided that it's best to close the shop and like merge the members to another or other corporations. So
Where'd
basically
you guys end up going?
right now I'm in a Koan corp, and I don't know, like there was other people going other places, but I personally went to this Koan place because I have a Norwegian friend. His name is Taylor. Not Taylor, Troy, goddammit. Troy from Norway. And I've known him for 3 years, and he's my buddy. And I was like, I'll come back and stop this weird pilgrimage and come back to Koan Corp with my friend. And that's the idea.
Do you mean CAON? Those are the 3. Those are the
Yes.
4. Okay, that's what I thought you were talking about. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Well, good for you. Glad you went somewhere you can enjoy it. Last thing I want to see is people just not enjoy the game because of some bullshit from all that. So
Yeah, it's very difficult because like usually like everyone is like, Jubi, come here, and like I have so many choices, and it's so hard. Takes a very long time to kind of think about where to go and what's my future and all that stuff. But yeah, let's see Kraken and look what happens. Maybe it will be a big thing.
Yeah, Jubi, I'll just await your application, okay? Whenever that time happens, we could accept you. Plenty of PvP. We are number 2 corp in all of New Eden. Don't hold me to that. But anyway,
because it's not true. Number 2 corp in all of New Eden. If you cut the map in half and only look at the south, and of that path, you have to cut that in half and only look at the right-hand side and remove AOA.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Yeah, it's pretty accurate.
I'm not saying mine's much higher on the list.
I was humble enough to put it at number 2.
We got enough talkers. We just don't, we got a lot of guys who like to talk about the PvP.
Okay. All right. Let's consider your suggestion, right?
Okay.
Let's do it.
Cool.
It's time to consider your suggestion.
All right, here I am on the official EE Discord looking at the suggestions channel, and I see one right off the bat. 54 upvotes. Check this one out from Francis Drake. Spend much more time in testing the game. It is so heavily buggered every time you launch some paid event. Yep. Test the game. We know that they have test servers. Not Fulmination. Not Aurora. Not whatever they call the Chinese server. But they have servers in which that they do updates to before they bring it to Aurora server, the international server. Is this a personnel thing issue that they're having, as in they're not testing their game? Like, do they just toss up the update and say, well, let's hope this works, and figure out the bugs afterwards, and then possibly piss off a lot of people or have to reimburse a lot of people, which seems like to be the case. They offer all this compensation and skill points and all this for the issues, but are they honestly testing the game properly? Do we know?
Nah. No testing. We're the test server.
That's a good theory, actually. We are the test server. So whatever issues comes across on Aurora, then they fix it elsewhere. Yeah, that's what it seems like at this point. So we've never had these issues in the past. Not, at least definitely not as frequent. So I'm not entirely sure as to the reasoning behind it, whether they're understaffed or not doing the testing, or not putting as much time, if they're trying to rush things, possibly. Maybe that could be it, because we are getting to the anniversary. It's possible they are trying to rush things. It's possible they're trying to rush their timeline for content releases, though we don't have an official statement on that. All we see is the issues, right? So, all right, good suggestion. Here's another one. 47 upvotes from Ala Minior. Make it possible to change the direction of one's orbit. 47 upvotes. I've seen this one in the past. This is a good suggestion. What was the case? Because right now, the orbit... So say you go to a mining belt in your Covetor 2, and you want to orbit the rock that you're strip mining. You just want to orbit it at your preferred distance, right? Well, there's sometimes where you hit orbit, and I don't know if it lands on being random or what, you don't have the ability to change your orbit. direction. So sometimes you land in orbit where you're hitting other rocks, and then your ship stops, and whatever else happens. If you're orbiting a gate with, say, a fleet of scepters, how many of them do you think are actually hitting each other? Did every single scepter have a random orbit? That may be the case, but what are the odds that you are all actually hitting each other? Same thing for battleships. Obviously, a lot bigger pixel in space. Collision is a thing. Like, you guys are hitting each other in space when you're orbiting. Could this be PvP related? I'm not entirely sure, but direction of one's orbit seems like it would be a feature we should have, honestly. So unless you direct like the alignment and then you choose to orbit, but still, I want to say orbit. You hit orbit and your ship just wants to do a right turn, and it's like, oh nope, okay, I'm gonna go backwards because I got to go to my distance, and then I'm just gonna choose a random direction. You should be able. I mean, it's year 4. Year 4, you should be able to do that by now, right? So maybe it's a thing that they can add in the future.
I don't even know if it's possible in EVE Online to actually
No.
If you hit the orbit, then it will just do a random orbit or kind of swing by the target, because if the target is moving, then you basically, it should, I don't know, it would mess up the whole thing.
And I mean, and here's why. I mean, here's the bigger problem with the whole question. Who orbits? Who orbits what? What are you orbiting with your ship? You don't orbit in PvP. I don't orbit when I'm mining belts.
So you don't orbit if you... So in PvP, you don't orbit if you need to maybe
I'm
maintain a distance.
I'm moving around.
You're trying to kite.
I'm manually moving around. I'm manually piloting.
Manually moving.
Yeah, manually piloting.
Usually,
I'm not letting that random fucking orbit direction or whatever else totally screw me up. I am manually...
But people... So the other day, this happened to me. A frigate engaged my battleship. What'd he do? He immediately started orbit. That was like his thing. That was the only way that he was going to be able to do that, was to orbit me at a super fast speed, in which he failed, by the way. But I knew as soon as he hit that MWD and started orbiting, I could see the orbit. I'm like, okay, well, wait until I lock you.
Yeah.
Now, of course, he was stopped in his tracks and eventually dead after that. But
yeah.
I think orbiting is a lot more common probably in frigates, in PvP aspects. Battleships, maybe not so much. You're using kiting methods. But like I said, like if you were to mine and people do the orbiting thing in mine, like in Adventure 4, are you going to be sitting in a single spot for an Astero to kill you? Or are you going to at least orbit and have them chase you before they uncloak, so then that way you have an out, basically, a chance to get out.
Yeah.
So like there's that type of stuff. Maybe same thing in nullsec if it's like a Covetor 2 or something. Obviously when somebody warps in on you, they're going to warp in at the spot that you were previously at before they started warping.
Yeah, I'm not
So
saying
if
I'm
you're
sitting
orbiting,
still.
you're constantly moving.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I'm sitting
Yeah.
still. I don't even orbit when I'm in a bomber hitting an outpost for, the 5 minutes it takes to strip the shields. I'm not even orbiting for that. I'm not sitting still either. I have points that I bounce around to, so that when that random Astero that's, from whatever newt account that's been in system for 5 minutes decides to show up next to me, guess what? I'm at a different point. It just takes a little bit of thought. It takes a little bit of practice. I get it. I get what people are saying in the comments, that not everybody can do that. That's not for everybody. Some people can, that's tough. But I mean, when I'm mining, I'm not mining solo. Like if I'm mining for a freaking purpose, and I've got multiple, lots of ships on grid. So please warp right into me. I mean, but yeah, and I guess that's different. I guess everybody has different perspectives on how they're doing it and different ways that they're doing it. And some people don't get to fly with other people. That's too bad. But I look at all these. I look at everything in EVE Online or EVE Echoes anymore as team effort. Because the solo stuff, there's lots of things you can still do solo, and you should, right? There's certain things you can do solo. That's good for the game too. But man, with the state of nullsec and blop fleets and log off traps and this, that, and the other, I look at everything as better off as a team sport, even if it's just a couple of guys team playing.
Yeah. Yeah, with team
I
play,
don't know the state of this person though, of their gameplay.
Yeah. And fair enough on the AI stuff. For those that do AI, I mean, sure, that's a different thing. So I don't do the AI.
I can still say there's a lot of those solo miners when roaming, so it's a regular thing. We kill all sorts of mining ships and orcas and whatnot. So I don't know, but if you stay in a group, then you probably have a better chance. And
yeah. Okay.
All right. So let's see. Let's go on to the next one. Here's another one. This one got 64 downvotes.
Ooh,
this
rough.
one by Arma Crab Trog. Okay, I don't know who you are. I don't think I've seen this person before. Most of the active pilots already have several maxed implants. Add officer implants with higher max level and new bonuses so they could have some more fun with upgrading them. 64 downvotes.
oh my god.
Wow.
Oh.
Let's put this one to level 60. It's an officer implant. It's going to be 200 billion ISK.
No, this is what they should
to
do with implants.
Even buy it.
Yeah, but I mean, there does need to be a change to implants, in my opinion. And people are going to kill me for this, but when you die, when your clone dies, you should have some degradation in your implants.
Take some brain damage.
Yeah, exactly. It's a new clone. It's a new body. You should have to redo something with those implants. You should have to redo something with your skill points. You should have to redo something, right? So needs neural repair items. Yeah, exactly.
Can we cue the soundbite of Taylor saying that if you don't have your implant level 45, you're a scrub?
I didn't say 45. Did I say 45? I probably did as a joke, but I mean 30.
Well, you're a scrub regardless, but I think it was 30.
Yeah.
You're a snowflake.
Yeah. If you're not 30, you're a snowflake for sure. Yeah.
I don't have that soundbite.
I even give people that role. If your implant for your main primary PvP ship, not PvE, your main primary PvP ship is not level 30, then you're a snowflake.
Define primary PvP ship.
I don't know. If
I
we're
have like
talking
6.
If we're talking subcaps, then what's the one you go to the most often? Is it your cannons? Is it your Mercurial? You don't have barrage, artillery cover, or sniper at level 30, then you're a snowflake.
I don't even own a mock.
Okay, what?
I probably should.
What battleship do you own? For that's doctrine.
It's OPSEC.
Yeah,
it's OPSEC.
Yeah. Maelstrom's not doctrine, by the way, Rambo. Hasn't been for a year and a half.
He just plays a Tempest regular.
You love Maelstroms. That's why you're a cannon pilot without a Mercurial. You're a cannon pilot without a Mercurial. That's why I'm ribbing you right now.
Yeah, but it's not the... Okay, in my last kill mail that I posted, I was not in a Maelstrom. But what was I in? It happened to actually be my last lost mail, too, at the Bozy fight.
Mm.
But anyway. Yeah, my cannon implant I need to work on a bit. So anyway, okay. Yeah, implants. A lot of people saying that maybe neurons can be degraded after you die. I thought in EVE Online, if you died with an implant on, like, you've lost it.
You've lost it. It's a totally different setup, though.
Yeah.
Different types of perks and everything than what these are.
Yeah.
But I would think there needs to be some sort of degradation somehow that you have to go and do repair. Obviously, I wouldn't want people to lose their gold level 45 compilers, because that would just, holy shit! No, like seriously, if you died and your level 45 was now all of a sudden level 30, people would fucking quit the game. Like even if it went from 45 to 40, 400 bill, poof, gone. Exactly. Screw the ship. That would people would quit the game. So I don't want to see compilers lost or levels lost. I would just want to see some of those attributes that you get be taken out until you do some sort of repair. And you can make it a brand new mechanism, whether it's a different neuron that drops in DRs or Ethereum or some new area or some new anom they come up with, whatever. But implant repairing should be a thing, and it should not cost R or Plex to do. It should be straight up in-game item that you have to farm, and you can't get it any other way but farming, period. So anyway, I don't know about DR farming. I hate DR. I'll just be frank, I hate DR. It's easy for me to do, but it's fucking mind-numbing and boring, and I push people to do their DR runs every week because there's some real benefits of it, and it makes me sick. I'm getting sick right now thinking about it. I'm also starving, but
yeah. You always see, like, after reset, oh my god, DR2 need DPS. And it's just mind-numbing. It's like, yeah. You see it in chat, and you want to have an aneurysm. It's crazy. Yeah, and people spam it like crazy.
They do.
Anyway.
And for some people, that's good content for them. They enjoy that, and for that's great. Play the game however you want. Enjoy the game. You take that however you want. Enjoy it. Have fun. Do your thing. I got nothing against anybody who loves doing DR. I got nothing against anybody who wants to play this game their own way. Fine, do that. Play the game how you want to play. I'm good with that. I'm happy with that. I'm just saying, from my perspective, for me, that's like the least fun thing. Like, it's just painful.
Yeah, we have been playing this game for almost 4 years, and the DR is pretty much the same.
They need to change
no
it up.
changes.
They need to change it up. Like, there needs to be some level of, well, first off, they need to make it to where your rewards you get is more than the 6. If you can run 10 in a week, then you should get rewards out of 10 in a week, right? Let's take these compiler prices that are nuts and just bring them down a little bit, please. And then number 2, they need to mix them up. So there needs to be a DR where your random rewards are random, your implant rewards are completely random, and what you're going to get is completely random. And you can select whether you want subcaps or caps, period. And it's completely effing random what you're going to run into. You just got to go in there and figure it out. And you can have your 4 guys and off you go.
Yeah,
it's randomized
or maybe
content.
It would be like a random scenario that changes, and you don't know what it would be.
Right. And maybe after a while, you figure out there's like, okay, for the capital one, there's like 20 different scenarios. Each have 4 rooms. And everybody will figure it out and kind of suss it out. And if I'm NetEase and I'm trying to make content here to keep everybody kind of, excited about things or keep everybody kind of engaged in things, then I would give that about 6 months and I would change it all again. Like, it's not hard to change that code.
You know how you can have real fun with that? Do the same thing with the 20 different scenarios and multiple rooms and the DRs, but then have on the chance a colliding DR where you run into another group that's running DRs and you can have PvP in that.
Yeah, that would be cool. That would be cool.
You'd probably see a lot more super fights in that than you would actually in NoSec too.
Yeah, I predict, Barrick, that they are going to expand on the Nihilus spaces. By the way, you're going to see some expansion there, and we're going to see some new anomalies in regular space too. I predict we're going to see both of those things, possibly a new DR and a new implant come the anniversary as well.
We never did see that implant, that active shield one, get released elsewhere, like they said that would.
Right.
Because they had that paid event where people paid for it, and then they said that they were going to release it, and they haven't released it otherwise since then. So... yeah, rip me, because I wanted to wait for it, and I didn't get it then, and now I have to pay for it, just by a delay. But anyway, one thing I want to see in DR, though, is the leaderboard. The leaderboards seriously need optimization. I get it, you only get the rewards from the highest placement, but if you look at the leaderboards, the same person has the top 5 out of 10 spots, and that's taken up a spot from somebody else that could potentially get the number 2 You know, if it's the same person getting 1, 2, and 3, granted they only get rewards for 1, but spot 2 and spot 3 are taken by the same person, so therefore nobody can take those spots. I just think that you can only have one spot on the leaderboard, period, whatever the highest is. If you do a DR and you rank 20th, that's cool. If you do it again and you drop down to rank 6, even better. But you don't get to keep your 20th rank. You know what I mean? Where it, like, overwrites that. Because you see that right now, and it's like, why does the same fucking guy have...
Yeah, it looks
It's
weird.
1 super or 2 supers, and he's taking in, like, basic, you know, starter ships. And he's getting, like, top 3. Like, I understand that. People are doing carries and all this, trying to get leaderboard stuff. But the leaderboard is a complete shit show. I think they need to optimize that, too. So, anyway.
I never look at it.
Okay.
Don't care, so I don't know.
Oh, you do. You do. Here's one. We've talked about this in the past. I'm just going to bring it up because it's got 73 upvotes. Quite possibly the most upvotes I've seen in a long while.
That's a lot.
Can we get an official fitting simulator in-game?
Isn't this a suggestion every time we do this?
Yeah, I feel like it.
Every time we do consider your suggestion, there's one of those on there like that. Are you sure that's not from back in May and no one's posted any consider your suggestions since then?
I just noticed that was from
good
7 days ago. That was from 7 days ago. Let me go more recent. Here's one. 17 downvotes. Specialized scanning slot only for narrow resonance scanner in every ship. So is that blue? Is that a blue scanner? Narrow resonance?
He wants a scanner that's just native in every ship?
Slot just for a scanner.
Why?
Yeah, in EVE Online they had the directional scan, which was like in every ship, basically. But yeah.
I don't know. Some ships have them so they can scan down Nihilus space, rifts, not CNS, but Nihilus mining belts and all that type of stuff. You know, people will rock blue scanners for that. But if you're rocking a red scanner, you're only doing it for one purpose. That's for PvP.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah.
Does every ship need that? Am I going to my neighboring system and hitting a red scan? No. It's like, why does it need to be on my ship? I'm not going to be doing that. So, anyway. That was from Damon Instinct.
Yeah.
Let's see if we got another
Usually
one.
it's for hunting, the red scanner.
Okay. So this one's from Wildlands. I can kind of see the point on this one. Please allow autopilot to use ANSI gates. Antiplex gates. 24 upvotes. It would be nice to be able to set up a route. Not that it uses ANSI gates by default, but if I set up a route, say it's like your maps on your phone. You have an option to enable toll roads. You have an option to be able to stay off the freeway. You have an option to, whatever, right? Why not give us the option to opt in to ANSI gates that are in the route?
Yeah, but you can do it basically with the bookmarks, but you have it like waypoints, like go there, then jump that, go there, jump that. I don't know.
Well, if the ANSI gate moves, gate moves, then there goes your bookmark. I mean, could the game redirect it in a way if you were to have a route made? Let's say Sov is lost, the gate gets blown up. Now there's no gate, so you would just autopilot through there normally. Now, if that was previously saved as a route, then you'd probably be stuck in space, being AFK autopilot, and then potentially die.
Yeah.
So I kind of see that there's like a difficulty that in that's required to be able to use the ANSI gate system. I don't know. I don't really see the devs wanting more AFK when it comes to autopiloting, though.
Yeah, going to be really complex to do this.
No, it's like the people that are arguing for the Lancers to get nerfed in some way where they can't shoot a scepter and kill a scepter because everybody wants their scepter pilots to be fully AFK and autopilot across the whole map with no consequences. So I don't know. I don't think it matters on the ANSI gates.
Okay, here's another one here. This one got 33 upvotes from our fellow content creator Gengar. Check this out, Taylor. You'll like this one.
He's still playing. Gengar's still playing.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
Still playing. Supers in their current state are not good for the health of the game. Supers should be a counter to capitals. They should not have the scan res and the tracking to fight subcaps. The presence of supers has destroyed roaming content.
Get out of
since
here.
Their only counter is more supers. 33
Not
upvotes.
true. Sorry, Gengar. If that's coming from Gengar, I'm a little surprised. He knows better. That's a bullshit statement. He knows better. He knows what it takes to kill a super, and it's not just another super. Come on, that's Vetamune's attitude circa 2023.
Yeah, I kind of have a feeling that this has Vetamune salt attached to it. I went to Moby, and I'm going to look for... Is there the capability to see when the last super was killed? If you go to server...
Should be able to go over there and see listing, for this month.
Player...
There's supers dead this month.
Overall, monthly... 2 kills...
I mean, since the tactical defense implant came out and the heavy siege rig for supers came out, it's a little harder to do. Granted, it's definitely a little harder to do with subcaps, but it's still...
Hey, I don't see a super on that kill mail. I see a battleship on the one I posted on air chat.
Yeah, there's one right there.
And how about this one? Here's a Nyx. Oh, look at this one. Copy. Sorry, Nox. But here's a Nyx Lost Mail. Also has Apox on the Lost Mail.
Yep.
So again, battleships. Granted, there's PvP or PvE involved in that too because it was Nihilus. But when I searched the top guy for kill mails on Moby, it had those 2 kill mails. So yeah. Now I do see supers killing supers. Supers killing capitals.
Sure.
I see that all day long.
Sure.
Super on super.
Yep.
Oh. Yeah. There's another one. This is public. Super on super. So what's the statement though on solo roaming? So he thinks that it's bad for solo roaming, considering
because someone can drop a super on one guy coming through solo. Yeah, well, anybody can get anything dropped on. What is it that you're in? I mean,
is that the new standard that we need to abide by for Echoes 2024? Is instead of 10 ships being able to kill 1 ship of the higher tier, does it just need to be 1 ship be able to kill the other ship as like a frigate can kill my battleship 1v1 easily? Like, that shouldn't be the case. They're not going to have equal odds to being able to kill each other.
no.
Solo roamers have unrealistic expectations from early game results and haven't adapted to year 2024. It's very true. They haven't adapted to like anything. They use their same techniques to PvP since literally the first year of the game. All this added content, they don't look at it because they're not skilled into it, most likely. Do they do super content? No, because they do frigate and cruiser content. It's kind of fine. I don't know,
which is fine if that's what they want to do, but they have to understand what the state of the game is, right? You have to adapt to this game. That is one of the greatest things about EVE, period. EVE Echoes, EVE Online. They both have this. You have to adapt to the state of the game. The meta changes. And by meta, I don't just mean the primary ships that people are using in fleet fights, or just the primary ships that people are using for small gang stuff or whatever. I mean the meta in terms of which ships have the best DPS, which tactical setup you want to have with your fleet, depending upon whether or not you're going to have armor versus shield. A lot of things are kind of pushing back towards armor again. So I mean, what kind of comp you use to take out somebody else's composition, those things have evolved over time. It's a constant game of evolution when it comes to that. Every time that there's a major balance or patch or change, even if it seems a little inconsequential, this goes from 5% to 7.5% now. Over time, when you start to really analyze that and look at its impact on your implants, on a ship hull bonus or a new ship that comes out, or a different style or way of putting a couple different types of ships together, and what those things combined now let you do, all changes and advances that evolution and that meta. And that's the reason why the game is still the same 4 years later, but it's not. And that's what keeps it exciting and why we're still playing. For me anyway. It's that constant progression. Everybody wants that constant progression. Want to get better at this, want to improve on that, want to have the next thing, want to be able to counter this, and then they come up with a counter to that. Well, now I got to counter this. I mean, that's the game. And if you're just flying around in a succubus from 2020, yeah, your game sucks for you right now. Wake up.
Yeah, you have a point there. Is they definitely haven't adapted. Sure, it probably works in some instances where they kill AFK miners and potentially other frigates using kiting techniques and whatever else. But yeah, when it comes to the capital warfare type stuff, you're not going to be able to compete. So solo roaming is, you're basically just choosing certain targets, that's solo roaming nowadays. And I see that a lot too, where people will be coming through. If there's certain names in local, they don't even bother scanning because they know what ships that they're most likely in. They most likely know of the characters that are going to be reacting to their presence within that system too. So sometimes they, as a solo PvPer, they've adapted in that way where they just, oh nope, I'm not going to be able to get anything here, go on to the next system and hope for an AFK player. So I see that too. But anyway, I think I'll call it at that for suggestions. There's not too many that have been upvoted, downvoted since then. So we'll wait another week. I thought you'd like that one though, Taylor. And maybe you can bring that up in the CC chat.
There you go.
Supers in their current state are not good for the health of the game. We talked about that last week too, where remember supers were I don't know if people realize this. Maybe they do. When supers were released, it was at the same time we got T4 Citadels. Same time, literal same update. So, do you think that NetEase was thinking that supers were going to benefit for structure warfare? I think that's what their intention was. But, like I said, we very rarely see it in actual structure warfare. But yet, we've only had that one big battle of Bose where super fleets were actually dropped for a timer, basically. But it's just uncommon. I think that's how they implemented it into the game, but it's uncommon.
Well, there'd be more supers on grid if they weren't as expensive as they are. So I mean, they've cordoned off that content to not be for everybody because of just how expensive and time consuming it is to get them built. I don't care how much money you throw at the game. If you do throw money at the game to build your super, you're still throwing a lot of time at the game too, because there just isn't enough. Finley's going nuts. There just isn't enough of the materials you need, like right now. Like you can't go onto the market, regardless of the money side. If you had all the money you could possibly have to buy everything you needed to build a super, there's not enough of that material in the game right now on the market anywhere to go and get it in a timely manner. It's not happening. So they've locked some of that content up rightfully so, by making it a difficult thing to build, and it takes time to build. But that also makes some people very hesitant to then go and use them, because don't fly what you can't afford to lose, right? So, makes it a little bit of a double-edged sword. I don't know. I think
that's why you see DR only ones.
Yeah, I think they're perfectly fine. The way that they are right now, I think they're very difficult to build. They're very expensive to build, and I think that's great too. I don't think every single pilot should be flying one. I don't think that's a good scenario either. So on par, I think it's okay. I think it's okay.
All right, one nid can kill a super. How about that? Game update when?
No. The carriers do need we've
Chimera.
talked about that before. The carriers need a buff, big time. The carriers are just so squishy compared to everything anymore. A carrier can't even kill a Navy issue battleship, and the battleship can rip it apart. So, kind of a problem there, right? The little bit of balance issue where the carrier dies to a Navy issue battleship like instantly. So, no.
Yeah, that's with a person that's actually like paying attention, right? So
yeah.
If they're AFK, that's one thing.
Yeah, it's one thing. Yeah, but no, I mean with a person paying attention, you're going to rip apart a Nidhogger in a Raven Navy issue, or a Tempest Fleet issue is going to rip it apart probably even faster than the Raven will, just because of the application time of them from missiles versus cannons. But yeah, I think the carriers need a little bit of a defensive buff. I'd be fine with that.
Well, Artifact, I'd agree with you, but I also believe that capitals are life. Capitals are life in EVE Echoes right now. If you're not in capitals, you're not doing endgame content, period.
And if you're working your ass off to get a super and then you get it and then you leave, I don't understand that at all. Like, you work and put money in and work and put time and effort in and work and 6 months, 8 months, whatever, you have a super and now you quit? Why? What's that about? I don't understand. Like, the mentality there means you weren't really going to be a useful pilot to begin with anyway. So what's the I don't get that. And I've seen people do it. I've seen people do it, so I know. Yeah,
interesting. Okay, Tay. Let's call it.
All right, let's call it. All good.
I will start the outro. I just want to wish or thank everybody that had joined the podcast today. Thank you, Taylor. Thank you, Jubi. Thank you, DaemonXel. And yeah, check out some of the songs we're going to be releasing. I'm going to be releasing that album coming up this next week. And we got the anniversary coming up, so let's see how that is. Until then,
thank you all for listening to this week's episode of Echoes of New Eden podcast. Please take a moment to follow us on Apple and Spotify, or subscribe to our YouTube or our Twitch channel for all the content that we release. I'd like to take this time to give a shout out to the E1 sponsored content creators. If you haven't checked out these content creators, please support them as well. DaemonXel from Echoes of last year, Mario from Echoes.mobi, Jubilaus PvP videos, Hell, your latest Benzie wannabe, and Eclipse PvP. We will see you next week for all the latest in EVE Echoes news. Join us live on Discord or listen on one of our platforms. To all our listeners out there, fly safe, get good, and 07.
Okay.